2 weeks ago, I got a call from Matthew Ivanhoe, the cultivated collector, letting me know that I needed to come down to the Atlanta airport and pick him up because he was coming to town to check out a car that I needed to see. Very different from his normal variety of automotive perfection, he'd found a car right up my alley. In fact, it was a 2006 Ford GT that had been stuck in the garage for more than a decade, at least 10, maybe 15 years. And he had actually already come to town to buy this car, and he wanted me to help him unearth it. Now, in that video, many of you in the comments section pointed out that it might have been rather uninformed or stupid or even idiotic to try to start such a car in that state. But I have to let you know, that was the first time I had seen the car, but Matt had already been in there. He had checked all the fluids, put that new battery in that we were able to just connect, and the car started right up. He knew that it was generally going to start, and the reason he needed to start it was because of how valuable the car's exhaust system is. Ford GT exhausts have a habit of going missing in lieu of aftermarket replacement. The catalytic converters are insanely expensive, almost $10,000 if you can find a set used, and the manifolds have a way of cracking, and so he wanted to make sure those were okay, which are actually more valuable in most cases than replacing the block or the internals of the motor. And so the next job was to bring it here to DC Motor Works to let Cameron Davis and his team bring the car back to mechanical life before the Glossett team came in to clean it up. And you're gonna meet Cunningham from Glossett, who actually attended one of Glossett's boot camps in Las Vegas to hone his craft and hone his business acumen with Rich Light and his team. And if you'd like to come out to Glossett's next boot camp at the end of August, I'm gonna be there as well. And if you click right now at the link in the description below, you can get $1,000 off their normal curriculum price. Not only will Rich teach you about how to take your detailing, PPF, paint correction, anything that you're doing in the automotive space to the next level, but I'll tell you how to use YouTube, content creation, and social media to do the same. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with some of you in Las Vegas, but right now, let's go in with Cameron, and he'll let us know what he's been doing to get this car back to the land of the living. Cameron, it smells funky in here.
Yeah, the smell does tend to linger. We like to keep it outside when we're not working on it for that reason, but...
Hey, but you've been working and the car is working.
Yes, we're back on 8 cylinders after a little bit of a fight with old fuel and some other things, but it is on all 8, so what else can you ask of a Ford GT?
If it were a Mercedes or a Lamborghini or anything else sitting for a decade, I don't think that would have been the case. I was shocked that it started in the way that it did. And I mean, we made it up here, not on its own power, but on a lovely tow truck from KO Towing. And so now I guess you're just replacing all the fluids. Did you get the horn to work?
Yes, we are beeping and honking, and for all the Atlanta traffic we have here, it is everyone to get out of your way in your Ford GT.
And I guess now we got to get the emissions check to update the Georgia title to bring the car into compliance. And so, have you done a drive cycle yet?
A little bit. Brakes actually feel pretty good. I don't feel too damaged by the rust. We'll say shifter action is pretty good. Even without bleeding in the clutch, it doesn't feel too terrible. It's a little mushy, but some fresh fluid in there should hopefully take care of that. We're getting there. The old tires are a little terrifying, so we want to be very gentle, but...
Exactly. So we've partnered with Bridgestone this year at VINwiki, and even though Goodyears are the original equipment on this car, and these are the original tires that came on it, we will be putting the best tires that you can use for a Ford GT, the Bridgestone Potenzas. And so we're going to be using those. They're going to go on the car, make it much, much safer, avoid some snap oversteer these cars are known for. I gotta say, I'm not wild about Ford GTs, not just that, but the ergonomics and the doors that are impossible to get in and out of. But you know, looking at it, despite the mold, despite the dirt, it's growing on me a little bit. I still need Matt to sell me this car. But the next step, now that the car is generally alive, is to get it cleaned up. And for that, we're going to turn to Cunningham. He's a local Atlanta area detailer, but he went through the Glossett boot camp, and he's been a huge partner of Glossett throughout the years. He helped clean up my Spiker last year. He cleaned up my Cayennes for the Alaskan expedition, and he's going to do his work on the Ford GT right now. Hey, Bam, welcome.
Hey, it's been a long time.
I know it. Good to see you, sir.
For sure, likewise, always.
You didn't bring a hazmat suit.
Didn't think it would be that bad, would it?
Oh, it is that bad. It is beyond that. But you're going to see in just a second. But this is Bam Cunningham. He's an Atlanta area car detailer. He's worked on a lot of my cars, especially the Missy Elliott Spiker. And he trained in Las Vegas under Rich Light at Glossit. And I've loved seeing your business grow, the following increase, and the quality of the work continue to be amazing. But relative to all the cars that I've given to Glossit to clean up, I think this is the hardest challenge yet. And I'm going to stay out here leaving my lungs intact, but if you go right through there, you're going to find your victim, sir.
Well, we're going to go take a look at it. I think I got a mask in here somewhere. All right, so we have the seat here. As you can see, I got to protect myself so that way I don't breathe in whatever this is. But it's pretty bad. If you can see, it starts from the bottom. That's where the severity of it is. It's a beautiful seat, by the way. It's got a carbon fiber backing. Most of the luxury vehicles have that, but it didn't make its way to the back. So it's mostly on the bottom. We're gonna have to get to it all the way down here and then work our way up. So definitely gonna be a job for real. So looking at it, seats were definitely need some work. The dash, the middle console, seems like the source of the mold is coming from underneath, but it could be probably from the door sills leaking down. The condensation is just sitting over time. This area here is pretty bad, but not too bad. Hopefully we can get this thing looking brand new again, like it's never there. Agitate it, wipe it off, and then finish it off with this, and then agitate it and wipe it off before we proceed, because if it's too strong, it'll discolor it. The company advises that if it does change color, to stop what you're doing and find another way. So we're gonna do a little small area where it's not gonna be visible. Then we're gonna agitate it. Seems to be looking really good. Yeah, it looks brand new again. Now we're waiting on our steamer. That looks really good. Steamer is gonna pull what we just put on there, and then we're gonna come back with a disinfectant. It's gonna block the mildew from coming back, and then it'll be good to go. Give it a good scrub. The job was okay, and it got a little tough in certain areas where the buildup was really bad. For the most part, it was straightforward, and we're just getting into it. We're gonna start on the doors and work our way inside. We noticed a lot of the buildup is in the frontal part of the cab, on the dash, the steering wheel, the shifters, and then we noticed on the roof of the car. Let's follow, let's take a look. Here, we got a lot of buildup on here and the panels on the side, the back. But what we didn't notice before was on the roof. That's really caked up. So it's definitely gonna take some time, a lot of elbow grease, a lot of scrubbing, but it's gonna look good when we're done. All right, so we got the back firewall done. We're working our way up to the dash and then moving up to the roof. So this was the lighter area. The dash and the roof is definitely gonna be the harder areas. So far, it's pretty straightforward, a little time consuming. It's a 3-stage process that we have to go through just to make sure that it doesn't come back. But yeah, everything's looking good so far. So definitely looking forward to the complete project.
Whoo, bam. Well, I think you've migrated the stench from the inside of this car to that pile of rags, but holy cow, look at this stuff.
Man, it was tough. We had a big series of process, and it wasn't bad. It was just the process of getting it disinfected and bringing the leather back and making sure that it doesn't come back.
Was it not bad?
It was the worst car we ever done.
I believe it. But it looks like a 3,300 mile Ford GT. I mean, it's still, it smells a bit, but overall, I mean, this car is frontline ready on the inside, but I think that means it's time to take it outside and wash a decade worth of dirt off. But watch yourself as you close that door. It will decapitate you, and I will see you out in the sunshine. Oh, bam, look at you.
Yeah, this was tough.
A decade worth of dirt just washes right off.
Man, it was caked.
Wow, oh, look at the wheels.
Big difference.
That is unbelievable. I mean, I expected it would look clean, but not like, new. This is crazy.
We're surprised too.
What all did you do?
It was a lot of, we had to decontaminate it. We had to clay bar it. It just really had a lot of buildup, especially on the wheels, on the whole front end. It was really caked up, just like the interior. So
Yes.
it was a process.
That's amazing. Well, you have outdone yourself and you have represented Glossett well. Now, when did you do their boot camp?
Well, this was back in 2021, I believe.
Okay.
And the reason why I went there, I've hired people locally to try to train me so I can perfect it. I hired a guy from Hawaii fly in, and I just realized a lot of people don't know what quality is. And I found with Glossett, and even they would tell you, I thought they were a scam too, but they proved themselves, and he was like, you could think we're a scam, but go ahead, try other things. And I couldn't leave. I've been stuck with Glossett. That's how we built our relationships, and we're reparable around town to be the best. So
That's amazing. And since 2021, when you came back from Glossett boot camp, how much has your business grown?
tremendously. I can't even go to the gas station without being known or noticed. Airports, if I'm in the grocery store, people are calling me. So it's been great.
Well, if you run into Bam in the airport, have him autograph your baby's forehead. Thank you so much for this. Thank you to Glossett for supporting this video. Please check out Glossett's boot camp offerings at the link in the description below. Come out to their August session. I'll be there. Maybe we'll get Bam to fly out. We'll hang out. We'll talk about social media. We'll talk about cleaning up cars. And we'll talk about how to take your business to the next level. So thank you to everybody who's made this Ford GT transformation possible. I suppose the next thing to do is get it out on the road. But we'll save that for the next video. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, do all the things, but make sure you follow Bam, follow Glossett, and we'll be back soon with some more of the barn find, but not so barn find Ford GT.